Good morning and welcome to the Elementary New Family Welcome Session. My name is Veronica Opani. I'm your elementary grades family school partnership coordinator, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So, in future sessions, in this session and in classes, you will have, and your students will have the ability to utilize some tools in the Jigsaw platform. Jigsaw is your students' class, so this is your students' classroom. I know some of you guys have already experienced the Jigsaw classroom, but just some tips and reminders when you're in future sessions or classes that you and your student can utilize in the Jigsaw platform. You will get an opportunity to utilize the chat box later on in this session as well as in future sessions, but everyone is going to get an opportunity to utilize the chat box, and the chat box has notifications, somewhat of a dinging sound that can be distracting, especially for our students. So go ahead and next to your name and the settings icon, that little cog, choose notifications and uncheck chat box or feedback so that you and your students can be distraction free in their classroom. Also, when available, if you have microphones or webcams, you can turn them on and off in your settings icon, as well as step away. So if your student has to go to the bathroom or needs to get a drink of water and is not engaged at that present time, go ahead and tell them to go ahead and step away so that the teacher will know that they're not engaged, so the teacher is not calling their name. But obviously, when they come back, please click on step away again, and it brings them active in the room. Sometimes in sessions, you will see me freeze, or your host freeze, or you may not hear any sound. Just refresh your connection. All you need to do in the settings icon is hit refresh my connection, or you can type it on your keyboard, Control R. And again, my name is Veronica Opani. I'm your Family School Partnership Coordinator. And what does that mean? That means that I am going to partner with you, with the schools, with our communities to make sure that we are collaborating together. We are increasing our active participation within communications, within activities. We're increasing that participation within our academics so that we are educating the whole child. We want to make sure that they get everything they need so that they are reaching their academic potential. And so, some ways that I serve you as a school is provide resources and communication to all families, especially to families of different, backgrounds. We do provide resources and communications for students that are English learner students and limited English proficient families. We recognize that we value our parents here at GCA. So we partner with you guys. We work with you guys. We get feedback. So we want to make sure that you guys feel valued here at GCA and feel like equal partners here at GCA. We provide the school and parent compact, as well as the parent and family engagement policy in a family friendly language. These are our transparency policies and documents on how we as a school are going to help assist you with engagement, assist your students with participation and engagement as well. We provide parent and student programs, meetings, parent and student volunteer opportunities, and parent and student leadership opportunities. Look forward to all of those things coming soon as the school year is kicking off. And here is your elementary grades principal, Ms. Hillary Mullinex, and she is so bright and wonderful. She's excited about this school year. She is new to GCA, but she is not new in the experience. She has a wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience, and her main goal is to connect all stakeholders in elementary grades to, again, reaching that goal of that student's full academic potential. Here's your assistant principals. You have Miss Tina Nunn. who is your instructional support services. We have Miss Tanya and Miss Andrea Bunner, who are your curriculum instruction APs, assistant principals. We have Miss Susan Rudd, who is the K to 5 operations and systems assistant principal, and Miss Tamisha Shelton, who is your K to 5 disciplinary and attendance assistant principal. Here's just an overview of what to expect at elementary school. From 8 to 8:20, we're going to have morning meetings. What is morning meetings could be them your students meeting with their counseling department, your students meeting with their homeroom teacher. So we want our students to get that 20-minute interaction to get them jump started for the rest of their day. We do have consistent live classes Monday through Friday, so we do classes every single day. Later on in the presentation, I will talk about asynchronous days, which are recordings or school days, but the teachers are not teaching live. Those are few and far between, but I will get into more details about that later on in our presentation. But we do have 4 core content areas that we teach at each day. We have a tier 2 and 3 support, which that just means if your student needs additional support, we plan it in their schedule with math and reading. We got elective classes that are required to meet once a week, 2 times per week. That will be built into your schedule as well. All grade bands have a common lunch. So if you have students in primary or high school, middle school, within GCA, they all have a common lunch, so you can eat lunch together. And we, um, really, really want our students to take time to take that break, that lunch hour break, so that they are refreshed and ready to complete the rest of their day. We have a writing focus in ELA, Science and Social Studies, and we have streamlined platforms. So that just means that you're not logging into all these different platforms. You have one or 2 platforms that you can easily just jump through. You don't have to do so many sign-ons to different platforms. And then all of our students are required to be on camera in class for district assessment. So if you probably already experienced your pre-admissions test that your students had to take, that's somewhat what we're going to be doing for MAPS, which is an assessment test that is coming up actually next week, and interim assessments or IAs. Here's just a sample schedule of what and the periods of what your elementary student will be blocked of time. First period, second, all 7 periods. They have 10 minutes in between class for restroom break, little stretch exercise. So this is what that schedule looks like as far as the periods are concerned. And our mission and vision here at GCA. So our mission at GCA is to make sure that we take accountability and ownership of having our education, a virtual learning environment, very interactive. We also want you to know that our mission is to make sure that your student has that individualized and that differentiated student-centered education, okay? Our vision here is with that mission of interactiveness, we want to empower our students. We want to make sure our students know that we all, learning coaches, your teachers, your staff, some community members, your administration, they're all working together, collaborating together to make sure that that student feels empowered, that they're reaching their full academic potential, whether they're going to after GCA, going to a career path or going to a college path. So we want to ensure that we are instilling and depositing positive uh, empowerment, reaffirmation, academics in our students so that they are positive contributors to our society. And now meet your elementary counseling team. Their vision is and a part of this puzzle, and their mission is to make sure that your students continue to stay empowered, right? That they're continuing to provide those social and emotional educations for your student, that they are making them feel confident and self-aware and building those good relationships and helping them build good relationships. So that is their initiative for GCA, and you have a great group of counselors. As a learning coach, or what we call that adult that is responsible for supervising, monitoring, making sure your student is getting to class, you as a learning coach have some duties, primary duties, to keep you and your student on track throughout the school day. You have to enter your student's attendance. Now, yes, when your student goes into class, that attendance is entered automatically, but outside of class, when your students are doing assignments, when your students are doing any type of supplemental work for each content area, make sure you log that attendance in our Nucleus application, which I will talk to you about later on in our presentation. Read those emails. You're going to be getting tons of emails from your staff and your teachers. Read them at least once a day. I mean, read your emails at least once a day. Answer all communications. Again, we want to tie back into that collaboration, contribution, empowering you and your students. So any of those surveys that we're requesting feedback or paperwork requests, we appreciate you guys completing that on time. And keep your students' information up to date. Some of our teachers like to surprise our students and send them little thank yous or little celebratory gifts in the mail. So we want to make sure we have all information up to date, as well as we may be sending manipulatives or materials to your students. So make sure all of your information is up to date, and contact your family engagement coordinator if anything changed. Monitor your students' assignment completion and grades daily. We are building our little elementary school students to be independent. I know you are doing that in the household. But we still want to make sure that they are completing everything on time. Know when things are due. In the Canvas, you will know in your Canvas course, your students' Canvas course, they will know when things are due or what is coming up for them to complete. So make sure you're on top of that with them. Ensure that your students attend all live classes. Ensure that your students utilize those tools in the class. Sometimes your teachers are going to ask your students to turn on the camera, engage in the on the webcam, on the microphone, in the chat box, on the noteboard, on the whiteboard. Just make sure that they're engaged in doing that. As you guys experience, the pre-admission test is an adaptive test. There are some assessment tests that are adaptive. There are some assessment tests that we're just trying to, know if we're doing a good job teaching them the material. Do not give them any additional help, because guess what? We want to make sure that we are providing the best individualized, differentiated student um, um, uh, academic experience. So don't help them. Let them just do it on their own. Encourage them to do it on their own. Um, so an example of that is if they have a hard time reading a certain word, or they don't understand a question, just tell them to do their best, right? One thing that I want you all to know, again, I'm going to say this, you're probably going to see it a lot, you're going to hear it a lot, is we are all in this together. We're partners in this together. So if you should not be struggling, and if you are struggling, reach out to your family engagement liaison, reach out to your teachers, your counselor, myself. We can provide you with additional resources for support. So students are required to attend classes live. So if they are not attending their class, that is going to count as an absent in their class. Okay, even if you put attendance in, that class will be absent for that day. So make sure your students are logged in. Check in on them periodically. If they're, have a closed workspace, just check in on them periodically, so we are all on the same page as far as being in class every day. So we do have expectations here for our students. Again, we all are working together, and we want our students to be empowered here, right? So our students should have a distraction free. So any of those distractions, games, cell phones, tablets, whatever they like to indulge in on, just take it away during class time, and use it as an incentive on breaks or lunchtime or after school. Treat themselves and others with courtesy and fairness. There are going to be opportunities where your students are going to be in class and engaging with each other, even outside of class during after school clubs and stuff like that. Just encourage them that we all want to respect each other and be courteous and fair within our community. Respect your school property, even if your student doesn't have a GCA issued computer or printer. Anything that is considered school to them, their own paper, I mean, their own pencils and pens. Uh, Encourage them to respect that, okay? Because again, we are depositing positive behavior so that they are positive contributors to their society. Engage and participate in lab classes. Your teachers are working their best to make classes engaging. So encourage them to participate and engage with their teacher when requested. And we also are going to ask them to turn on their cameras. So make sure that they are in, school appropriate clothes and engaging in their cameras when instructed. Understand and utilize the school's procedure in resolving concerns, conflicts, and disagreements. So encourage your students to be advocates for themselves. Empower them. If there's something that happens in class, let them know that they can talk to their teacher. They can type in the chat box. They can send a Canvas message. They can tell you to send an email to the teacher. Let them know that we are here to make sure that they are having a positive learning environment. Attend classes as required. Complete and turn in assignments on time. Participate in all assessments, including state mandated tests. So my elementary school students will be doing milestones. More information on how that works in a virtual setting or for our school will come soon, closer to time. Be your own advocate. We're encouraging our students and empowering our students to be their own advocate, be owners of their education, and let us know when they are struggling and need support, and of course, integrity and work ethic. I was talking about earlier in our presentation about asynchronous day. So asynchronous day does not mean school is out for the day. Asynchronous day just means your teachers are not teaching live. There could be an instance that is the planned asynchronous day, meaning that we will tell you well in advance that it's coming, a week before it's coming. Or there may be an incident that your teacher needs to take a sick day and she cannot teach live. So anytime that happens, we will afford us flexibility if it is an impromptu asynchronous day, but we will get your students situated. But those planned asynchronous days and unplanned asynchronous days, we want our students to know that they must review the class recording for that day. I've encouraged a lot of parents to continue sticking to that schedule, even though it's not you entering a class. Just have them stick to that schedule. So if math is at that 8 to 8:20 block, listen to that recording at 8 to 8:20 just to keep you on track and target. Complete all assignments or tasks on their calendar within their modules for that day, and reach out to the teachers if they have any questions. Your teachers may not be teaching live, but that doesn't mean that they're not there, especially for those planned asynchronous days. And then how to log in, again, we will give you instructions every asynchronous day. We'll give you instructions on how to log in, how to find these recordings for those asynchronous days. Because they're not logging into Jigsaw Live, attendance for that class will not be logged automatically. So learning coaches, you will have to log their attendance for each day. Each asynchronous day of them reviewing those recordings. So outside of the supplemental stuff, you will be adding and logging attendance when they're reviewing the recording and doing assignments. Again, instructions on what that means are going to be provided every asynchronous day. How to log your attendance for the day, where to go to find these recordings, all of that will be sent to you each day. So here at GCA, we value attendance. I think every school values attendance, but we value it more because we don't get to touch our kids. We don't get to see them outside of just walking down the hallway and stuff like that. So we are virtual. So we really pride ourselves on making sure our students are here at school and they are doing everything that they need to do. So we have an attendance platform that we use. It's an online application called Nucleus. And this is where attendance will be entered. This is where you will check if there's any missing classes, upload any excuses if you have doctor's appointments or, excuse absences. All of this will be housed in the Nucleus platform. So if you have any questions, you should be receiving a welcome letter from your attendance specialist. You have your own individual attendance specialist that you reach out to for any attendance questions. If you are running late to class, our attendance specialists even like when you say, hey, I'm running late to class, I'll be there, even though they're just going to pretty much route you to go into class, but just letting them know. I mean, it's just courteous. Building that relationship with your attendance specialist is key and important. But you can communicate with them on the Nucleus app. You can email them and call them on the Nucleus app. So that's a fun feature that a lot of our veteran parents like, to have that one-on-one contact with their attendance specialist. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Nucleus or anything, or you have more questions about attendance and what does that look like here at GCA, please visit the attendance lab help. Is today at 12. So I'm going to try to get you guys there on time. Definitely, we're going to end this session at 11:45, so you get enough time to jump into those help sessions that are coming up at noon. But yes, we will be, or they will be there to support you with any questions, getting you set up. I am going to give you, again, the link to the presentation. The link to the presentation will have all of these active links, presentation links, that you can go and click on them, as well as I will put it in the chat box. Again, the room, it will be open at 12 o'clock. So even if you try to click on the link now, it probably won't let you go in until 12 o'clock. But go there for any attendance questions that you may have. So what am I doing the first week of school? And you've completed your pre-admission test. So I'm going to get some feedback with Bridget, Michelle, and Nikki. How many of you guys have completed those pre-admission tests where your student was in the room? And give me some feedback. The feedback button is that smiley face to the far left in your Jigsaw screen. But how many of you guys have completed your pre-admission test? Go ahead and give me some feedback. Okay. Oh, I got some thumbs down. Okay. So if you completed the pre-admission test, kudos, and you completed on the deadline, kudos. You will have a schedule. You will be map testing. If you haven't completed your pre-admission test yet, I will, on the next slide, you need to contact Family Success at georgiacyber.org to figure out when your next schedule, or if you're waiting, just go ahead, make sure you complete those pre-admission tests, right? So if you completed it, you most likely will have a schedule by the 8th, before school starts. So next week, we are going to be doing MAP tests. This is the test where it's adaptive. We want to know what our students know so that we are providing the support that they need throughout the school year. The pre-admission tests are really, we want to know what our students know. We also want to know where we need to put them as far as the right teachers, and if we need to give them more additional support. But MAP is, what do our students know? What are we working with here? So you will follow the modified MAP schedule that will be sent to you from your teacher, as well as I'm going to be sending some information about MAPs and what does that look like here at GCA. And so your students will be following that and attending classes based on their schedule. So Monday is going to be like a regular day, right? They're going to go to all of their content area classes like a regular day, following that that schedule, those period schedules. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you can see in the morning, we're still going to have homeroom, but then homeroom will turn into MAP. I believe they will be with their homeroom teacher, if I'm not mistaken. Don't hold me to that, but you will do, if you see this, you will be doing the MAP, or your student will be doing the MAP assessments. So Tuesday will be language arts, and Wednesday, and this is going to be in the morning. And Wednesday will be reading, and Thursday will be math. And if you look at the schedule after math, they will go into their first period content, second. Again, you guys will get it. You guys will not be confused. I promise you, because your teachers are there, your family engagement is there, and I am here to shuffle you and your student where they need to go. Parents, what do you do? Learning coaches, what do you do? Check those emails, make sure your students are logged into the right classes and the right maps. Follow that modified schedule for the week. Also, continue to check your emails for any onboarding stuff because you're still onboarding any onboarding stuff that you need to complete. So if you haven't completed your pre-admission test, again, family success at georgiacyber.org, reach out to them, make sure that you are scheduled to complete the rest of your test. And I'm putting it in the chat box. So reach out to them, please. We need to get you to complete those pre-admissions. For our students with an IEP, if you have special education or received any special education services from previous school, please know that we do have a full staffed special education department, and they are waiting to get you to provide that intake meeting, the IEP intake meeting. If you have any documents that you haven't sent already that are special education related documents, please send it to special education records at georgiacyber.org. Um, and again, as soon as possible, we want to get you in those intake meetings. We want everybody to be on the same page as far as the services that will be provided to your student. Our meetings will be held in Zoom. So the students, if you have a GCA issued computer, students do not have Zoom capability. So we encourage you to utilize, or we want you to utilize a non-student device so that you're able to get into the Zoom meeting. If you're having any issues with that, you don't have a non-student device, please reach out to your case manager. You will be assigned a case manager. If you haven't been assigned a case manager yet, please reach out to your family engagement liaison and they'll get you where you need to go as far as accommodating you if you need support. So we are here for you. And again, I'm going to tie back in. We're all here collaborating and partnering with you and your student. So if you have any questions, you don't know where to go, you're walking down the hallway as far as our virtual hallway, and you don't know where to start, first start with your family engagement liaison. They're the ones that will point you into the right direction or get someone to come to you as far as if you need any general questions about GCA or general questions in general. General questions in general. But if you have any questions, they're the ones that can answer or route you to the people that will answer your questions. They also help support with updating any personal information, Infinite Campus login issues, or anything like that. They are the go-to. But when in doubt, go to your family engagement liaison, and they will route you where you need to go. Your homeroom teacher is going to give you grade level information. They're going to give you an understanding resources. They're the ones that are going to conduct your conferences and your instructional learning plan. And then your content teacher deals with just that content. They are the ones that administer your students' live classes. They deal with that content live schedule and content resources. They're the keeper of your students' grades in each content area. Me, as your family school partnership coordinator, I'm the one that connects you to your school. I know it says primary, and I said this the last time I did this presentation, and I forgot to update it, but I send out elementary grades newsletters connecting you to your school, what's coming up, what's buzzing around the elementary grades, and messages from your principal, etc. I also facilitate these new welcome sessions and facilitate parent and student programs that are coming soon. We're so excited about all the wonderful things to get parents and students engaged and connected with GCA. And then we facilitate parent meetings, district town halls. So again, each month you will get a invite to come and join us in the evening times as we prepare you and your student for what's to come or how to help better support your student. Best practices for reaching out. Obviously, start off with an email. The reason why we say start off with an email so that we can get time to research and get the answers that you need. So start off with an email. But if you have to call, we are here to talk to you as well. 404-334-4790. Each teacher, each staff member has an extension. If you don't know the extension, just call the main number and the school that you're trying to reach, and we will get you to the right person that you need to go. But obviously, if you don't get a live person, please leave a voicemail so that we can support you. And again, keep in mind, your teachers are teaching class until 3:30, so they will get back in touch with you as soon as they can. And here's how we get our community connected, our students connected, our parents connected. We have student clubs that are going to be launching in the next couple of months, so we're excited about that. Um, the community events here at GCA is phenomenal. Please, 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 if you have a free moment, look at our events calendar. They have a ton of in-person and virtual opportunities for you and your student to engage in. And let me go. Yep, I have it up, ready. I'm always looking at it. Staff members, your teachers, you may find them out in the community. So take advantage of getting out to know your other families at GCA, other staff members at GCA. And then for our parents and learning coaches, again, getting connected to that calendar, our parent calendar, our events calendar. I'm going to go ahead and put our parent calendar in the chat box. These are ways that you can be informed, engaged, and partnering with your school by finding out what is to come, whether it's parent meetings, help sessions, volunteer opportunities. Please visit those calendars so that you are informed. We do connect you through our newsletters, providing information, need to know information, information for feedback, etc. We will be, again, like I said, meetings, workshops. We are so excited this year to providing a financial literacy workshop. So excited about that. And that's coming in the month of December for our families. And our financial literacy workshop is preparing parents on how to go ahead and teach and provide a financial healthiness for their students. We do have parent leadership opportunities. Our parent advisory council is now open. We're taking applications on that. That's another way to be partners with your school community. And then we have our parent teacher student organization, like a PTO or a PTA. We will get that information to you guys soon too, and how you can be members and support your school. So upcoming, well, again at 12 o'clock, we're doing a Learning Coach Live Help. So if you have any questions, random questions in regarding to your students' learning, questions about GCA, please come and visit us at Learning Coach Live Help today at 12. It is the same time as Attendance Live Help. So what I'm telling families is come to Learning Coach Live Help, get your questions answered there. And then if you have any attendance questions, we'll shuffle you to the attendance live help. But in the Learning Coach Live Help for this week and next week, we will be having our district leaders, administrators in those breakout rooms from different departments there to support with any questions. So please take advantage of that. Again, please join us. Any questions that you have, we're there live for Learning Coach Life Help from 12 until 1. And again, you can access this link on the parent calendar that I just put in the chat box. So what is coming as far as our parent meetings? Again, getting you guys involved and engaged and informed. Our district town hall is August 11th. And that is an opportunity that you get to hear from different department leaders, just sharing any announcements for what's to come for this school year. We are having elementary curriculum night. Elementary curriculum night, we encourage all families to come. But why behind that is you get a chance to see all the teachers, all the principals in that on that night, and get what we are going to be teaching your student in each content area in one night. And you get to ask questions as well in that night. And you can find all of these parent meetings on the parent calendar that I put in the chat box. as well as I'm going to send out a s'more with the presentation so you have access to these links as well. And then we have copyright piracy, sorry, copyright piracy and literacy training that's happening in September, and as well as our advanced and gifted meetings. Again, you can find all of this on the parent calendar. But last but not least, on behalf of the elementary grade staff, we are looking forward to a great year. Welcome to GCA, and we hope that you have a good year, an engaged year, an empowered year here at GCA. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording, and then we're going to start our question and answer portion.